Welcome to Solopreneur Success Strategies. And I'm Jane Gardner, and this is Get Your Message Out Tuesday on jane-gardner.com/SSS. Welcome. Hi, this is Get Your Message Out Tuesday. And I'm going to show you the logo because I quite like it. It's all about you and your message on your website, on your social media. So let's get started. I think I told you an overview last week about what we were going to talk about for the year, because yes, it's going to be a year, because we're doing 4 weeks each on each of the subjects. But first off, I forgot to say who I was. I did say who I was, but who I am. I'm Jane Gardner, and I work with my husband for the last 20 years in our home-based engineering office, and we live in Western Canada. We like to travel. We have our dogs and cats, and I am an artist, and I like to do memes because I find that they're a lot of fun. They evoke a lot of emotion. They get a lot of comments because there's a commonality in memes, in philosophy, and in the quotes, etc. So I like doing memes. So you'll probably see me around the internet doing my memes. And today we're going to be talking about being seen. So let's have a look at, I think, what we're going to be talking about. On today's training, we're going to be getting your message out Tuesday. If you want to subscribe, you can go to http://jgtips.com/GYMOT. And I also believe I have it hyperlinked to GMOT because I forgot the Y one day. So anyway, let's get started. Today, as I mentioned, I am Jane Gardner of jane-gardner.com. As well, I have a few other websites, but we can talk about that later. But how many people are there on the internet today? Well, there's 3.3 billion people out on the internet. And out there is your customers. So how are you going to message them so they find you? And how are you going to actually connect with your customers? Well, today we're going to be talking about you and your brand, but we will also be talking about later. There'll be 4-week trainings on you and your brand, you on your website, you and social media. Which one should you be using in your business? Because it depends on what your business is and who your customers are as to which is more effective a social media platform for you. And then we'll look at all the various social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., etc. There's plenty of them, and there'll be plenty more within the year. So we'll be looking at each of them for 4 weeks. But today we're going to be talking about you and your brand. And today I wanted you to know that your brand, in order to know what your brand is, you need to know what your business is, of course. And what's your message going to be for your business before you can do anything with your website or social media. However, I am also the type of person who says, just get started developing a brand, as it can change easily through time. I have still, of course, the business of at-home business. I started with that because, of course, I wanted to help people in business start their own home business. So I thought, well, okay, I'll use the home business brand. And that was the one that I could get as a website, and I started developing that. And then I got some very sage advice to say, well, okay, but are you Are you a website? If you want to be training people and helping them with their business, they want to connect with you. They don't want to connect with the business of at-home business. So I changed my branding about last year to jane-gardner.com. Now, the only reason I did that was because it's my name, and in order to connect with me, you need to know who I am. So I like to try and make sure that it's very clear on my website who I am. So for you, you have to start thinking about building a brand. But now, what is a brand? Now, some people say a brand is a logo, but for me, I find that a brand is your promise, it's your commitment, and what you stand for in your business. And I got this idea from Darren Scott Monroe, who was my coach for a while there, who also helped me develop my Jane Gardner website. Because basically your mission statement is about what your business stands for, and really people connect with people. So you need to, they don't connect with logos or any words on your website. They connect with people. So it's who you are as a person and what your promise is and your commitment is as a person and what you stand for in your business. If you're clear on that with people, those people who like your promise will come and work with you. So other people may say that your brand is your logo or your colors, but for me, your brand is your message. What is the message that you're saying out there about you as a person, as in your business? And even if you have a business which is not a coaching, what is you saying about your business? You should be clear on your website what the values are of your business, and so that people feel comfortable and they get to know and they get to like and they like to trust you. So a brand's not your logo or colors. It's what everyone who visits your business should know about your business. So your messaging is your brand. It comes from your values and your standards that you have in your business. These are what define what you say about you and your business. So, for example, I'm just going to today show you some ideas on branding in terms of who you are. And I'm going to be showing my website, not because I'm being an ego, it's just because it's who I am. So for my website, I have all my websites have my picture on it, and it's the same picture. And then I have various statements like implement.club. I feel and it's where we take action and get results in your business. So this is my where you connect with me as a person. So I have my story, and I talk about mindset and other things that are important to you in terms of becoming an entrepreneur. And then I have the same type of styling on my Facebook. So I use the same theme on my social media, for example. I have a couple of Facebook pages for different areas of my business, and they both use the same picture of me, and they use the same Facebook header, just because people can recognize on the internet that, oh, this is Jane Gardner, and that's her logo. It's just a recognition, and I think it goes well in terms of making it easy for people to recognize that you are there and this is your business. And it's the same for my Twitter and my LinkedIn. I try to use all the same messaging on there. And let's have a look at some other people. So for example, Darren Scott Monroe has a chargemoremoney.com where it's all about charging more money. So he has this picture, he makes a statement, and then later on, further down the website, if you get that far, he'll tell you some of the things that you stand for and stand against. So when you go to someone's website, you should be able to figure out who they are and what they stand for. So for example, michaelhyatt.com is another website where they're very much about branding. And I don't really like this one too much, but because it's a bit too simple and it's just about opting in on a freebie there and then some stuff below. I like the inside of his website better because it has more branding and has audios and videos. But I thought I would just show you some of the ways that as a person you can stand out with your brand on your website. And then Social Media Examiner, for example, they use, because I guess they're a bigger corporation with more people in the business, they like to use a stylized branding with the Explorer on it and certain colors. And then this is Red Bull, believe it or not. The red over there in the corner is the actual Red Bull logo. What for them though, what they want to highlight is the various activities they support. So that's a motocross event that's coming up, and there's the whole website is all about the activities that Red Bull has. And you'd probably have to look further into the website to find out about the Red Bull drink, where it's served. I don't know. So basically, when you're thinking about your brand and who you are, it's a work in progress. It doesn't happen overnight. And this, took me a while, and I just like the website theme, so that's why it looks that way. But I always make sure that I put on a expression of what I believe in, which is implementing, and my picture, even though, it's just a picture I took while I was home and flash, but it's important to know who it is on the website. So what about your brand and your business? Have you got a consistent look to your website and your social media platforms? Are you talking about issues and ideas that matter to you on a consistent basis in your business through your blog posts, through your social media posts, through connecting with others or on your webinars? Do you have your About Me story on your website? A lot of people don't. And that's really one of the first places that people go. So it's important that you make statements about yourself on that About Me story so they get to know you. If someone visited you on social media, would they know you from visiting your website after they'd been on social media? Is there a consistent look to both? So it's all about people getting to know, like, and trust you as a person and your business. Your messaging as a brand needs to be clear, consistent, and easy to remember what you stand for and stand against, what your values are and your beliefs, in order to attract like-minded people or people who want to be like you to your business, who want your solution, who want to purchase your product. They need to feel comfortable about who you are, and you need to be able to have messaging that is consistent, especially every time. So that was just an overview of you and your brand. On next week's show, I'll go deeper in developing your messaging so that people understand what you stand for and stand against, what your promise is as a business, and what your commitment is to serving customers in your business. These are some of the things that people are looking for when you're branding your business. Make sure it's consistent, clear, and your messaging is also always consistent. So have a think about branding over the week, and then we'll delve deeper into developing your brand on next week's show. So thank you for listening. I thought we would start with your brand because you really can't talk about your social media platforms, your website, until you decide what your message is as a brand, and what your message is as a person, and what your message is for your website. So we'll start with the brand, and we'll go through some exercises next week and maybe the week after and start developing the idea of what your brand is. So thank you for listening. And if you'd like to subscribe to Solopreneur Success Strategies, TV.com or jane-gardner.com/SSS. Thank you.